How do you negotiate for a good salary like a pro? A study was done by JobVite and they found out that 84% of salary negotiations always result to a higher pay. And I said, this is good news. Do you know what this means? Let me just try to interpret it. That if you go and try to negotiate your salary, chances of you getting a higher pay is 84%. Great news, right? Chances are high that you will get the job. But then the next piece of statistic is quite depressing. They also found out only 14% of employees negotiate salary at their current job. And I would also want to know from you, have you ever tried to negotiate salary in your current job? Let me know in the comments. You can just say either yes or no. You will find out that most people think about negotiating salary only when they are going to another organization or a different organization, or they have been called for an interview. They think that is the only opportunity when they need to negotiate their salary. And that is not right. Even in your current salary, you should try to negotiate because chances of you getting a higher salary is very up. And anyone who is confident enough to try usually succeeds. 84%. Instead of just relying on confidence, I want to give you some very practical tips here for you to go at it. Number one, know the salary you want before starting negotiating. Many a times we are in the interview panel. We ask someone, how much do you need? And they say, I want more salary. How much is more salary? If you're earning 50,000, if you're earning 100,000 and we give you 100,000 and a shilling on top, isn't that more? Say, you know what I mean? No, we don't know what you mean. You need to be very clear on how much you want. And not just random figures saying, I want 100,000, 200,000. It should be a figure that is reflecting your worth, your value. So the question is, do you know your value? Do you know how much you're worth in the marketplace? Because once you know that, that leads to the second tip, which is your work is to make the company realize your value. Don't assume they know. They need to know what is your value. What is your worthwhile? What is your meaningful contribution? What is it that they will stand to lose if you're no longer there? Remember, we talked about value being the thing that you're paid for. The reason why you're paid is in exchange of the value that you're presenting. And are they aware of the value? Make sure that they know what your value is. Use comparable to justify your higher salary. Do you know how much people in your area, in your field, in your industry, with experience, just like you, do you know how much they get paid? Because once you know on average what they're paid, then you can be able to go and negotiate your salary. Now, I want you to take a look at this email here I got from one Julius saying, greetings this evening. I am writing to appreciate your work. It is barely 2 months after I used your reviewed CV. I am glad that I have landed 2 jobs. I have taken the one I preferred. I am working towards completing my course monetary evaluation, career point solutions. You're the best. So this is a gentleman who applied for jobs within 2 months, got 2 jobs, had to pick one and let go the other. Here's another one from Lawrence who says, I am happy to inform you that after you guys reviewed my resume, I have received 3 different calls for interviews within a span of 24 hours. Within a span of 1 week, I have attended all the interviews, and fortunate enough, I have secured all the 3 jobs. This was after a pregnant search for a job for 1 whole year. I only had the difficult task choosing which one to go for, but eventually I opted for one and politely and professionally declined the other 2. Thanks a great deal, and please convey my gratitude to the entire team. Yours sincerely, Lawrence. So I want to ask you a question. If it were you with 2 or more job offers, what would you use to decide what to go for? Most people make the decision based on the salary that they're going to be given. And as you can see from this study that was done, the most important consideration in accepting new jobs include compensation, which is 49%, professional development 33%, and better work-life balance 29%. And I am telling you, there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong going for the one that pays you well. The thing is, are you able to back it up and have that conversation with them. The other thing I'll say in terms of when you're negotiating is get the most valuable skills, especially if you're thinking about getting a job with the NGOs, the UN, international organization. I talk about that over and over. Get the right skills, get the most valuable skills. And what are the valuable skills that you need when you go to this international organization? Project management, project monitoring evaluation, strategic management and leadership, fundraising and resource mobilization. These are certifications that if you want to go further, you can take. And we offer them here at Career Point Solutions. Which one would you want to start? And say, this is the skill I want to focus on as my focus in terms of making myself more valuable in the marketplace.